What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. While XRP is in the spot that it's in and moving back and forth, left and right, pretty much in the same area, while we have the markets that are, let's say, in a little bit indecisive, um, the conversation is still in my comment section everywhere. Do I have enough XRP? That's always the question. And some people may come and say, look, I have 20,000 XRP. And others will say I have 200 XRP or I have 500 XRP, and they're asking me if that's enough. All of that is just relative to how much you want, right? It depends on how much you want and what you want out of the situation. Most people don't know how much they want. They will settle for a certain amount, but they know that they would love to have an infinite amount. Everyone thinks that money is the problem, right? Money is makes for a better life. If you have more and more money, the more money you have, the better your life is, and that's not always true, right? It depends on how your mindset is with that money, right? If you want to live a comfortable life, then all you really need is what's going to give you that comfortable life. But if you want money and you want what everybody else has, I don't think you'll ever have enough money to get what you really want, which is everything everybody has. No money troubles at all. Everybody has money troubles. I have money troubles. Even though I really don't have to worry about, worrying about if my house is going to be paid for or anything like that, I still may have some money troubles, worrying about other things, right? Whether a daycare costs or whether I can buy this one thing for my wife or buy this thing for my child or buy this thing for the house or if I still have those troubles. Not saying I couldn't pay for it. It's just the mindset of, hey, I could potentially use that money towards something else. I could put that money somewhere else and it could grow for me. Now, that's not the same troubles that I had in the past when I was a kid, when we did not have any money and I would have loved to just have any type of comfortable life. But my idea of enough has always been to give me comfortability, to know that I never have to worry about sleeping on the streets, to know that I never have to worry about where my next meal is going to come from, right? That's where my mindset goes to when I think of, is it enough, right? Is it going to be enough to get me to a comfortable state? And I think that's where you have to break it down for yourself to say, is that 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 enough for you? Or whatever the ultimate price of it is, or the ultimate price of XRP is per coin, is that enough for you in the end if you decide to sell at that moment? So let's talk about that in this video, show you where XRP is, go through some Gemini responses, and hopefully you guys can get a response and build something for yourself, because I can't give you that answer. I can't tell you this is what you want out of it, where you only know what you want. So you make that decision in the end. I just give you some information to help you make that decision in a way. Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out any of the links that are down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon, @PerryHGA. Those are in the description. Also, if you guys want to check out my link for BTCC, it honestly is a really, really good platform that I've been able to utilize for 9-10 months now. You can get a 10% deposit bonus when you specifically use my link, as well as extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, and you can trade all the way up to a 500x leverage. This exchange has been around for 13 plus years, and it's trusted by millions of people, servicing so many different cryptocurrency futures that are out there. So again, feel free to check it out. Not only can you leverage trade, you can also trade outright, and you can demo trade if you wanted some practice. So again, I swear by this this exchange. They've been doing me nothing but good for the last 9 to 10 months now, and I've been able to trade, make a lot of money from trading, and also been able to make trades that I wouldn't be able to make anywhere else. So feel free to check it out at the top of the description. Let's go ahead and check out what we're talking about here today, which is XRP. XRP currently stands at $2.17. It's slightly down on the day, while yesterday was up by like 4 or 5%. It's down by 5% today from a level of $2.30 all the way down here to this low of $2.17. Maybe an opportunity for you to purchase the position, but that again is totally up to you. The market cap is at a $128 billion market cap with about 59% of the supply, or 59 billion coins in supply, and the volume is actually up by 51%, almost at $5 billion in one trading day in 24 hours. That's phenomenal to see. I'm excited about how the volume is going to progress, how much we're going to see when it comes to the price growth and the implementation and all of that stuff that's there. But today's conversation is mainly around if 1,000 XRP is enough. So let's go to Google AI, right? Whether 1,000 XRP is enough depends entirely on the individual's financial goals and risk tolerance. It is not an universally sufficient amount, but it could be a significant holding for some, especially if XRP's price appreciates as some analysts predict. Here's a more detailed look. So factors to consider. Current XRP price. So 1,000 XRP right now would be worth about $2,000. Future price predictions. Some analysts believe that it can go from $100 to $1,000 per token, and some people believe it can go a lot further. If these predictions materialize, XRP could be a substantial sum. Financial goals. For some seeking the modest increase of wealth and small investments with potential upside, 1,000 XRP might be sufficient. However, it might not be sufficient for others that are looking for a lot more, right? Financial independence. Risk tolerance. Investing in cryptocurrency involves risk, which we all know of and we all understand that cryptocurrency right now is a speculative market. So it's not necessarily heavily utilized. Eventually it will be, but right now it is not. Investment strategy. Consider your overall investment strategy and obviously consult your, if you have an accountant or a financial advisor, feel free to consult them, because I am not that. No matter how much education I have in the field, I am not that. But here's some potential scenarios, right? If XRP reaches $100 per coin, that 1,000 XRP will be worth $100,000. If it reached $1,000, it'll be worth $1 million. If XRP's price remains stable or decreases, 1,000 XRP would remain worth its current value or potentially decrease in value. So, with all this being said, as you look at just 1,000 XRP, and I know that may throw some people out of the conversation because maybe you don't have 1,000 XRP. You have to look at it for your situation. Okay, if you potentially get to $100 per coin, which I do believe that XRP is going to get up to those levels. If you believe XRP is going to get to $100 per coin and you have 1,000 XRP, that's $100,000. Can $100,000, potentially it would be less because you have to pay taxes. Let's say $50,000. Can $50,000 do you any good for the situation that you're in? Can it pay off your mortgage? Can it pay off your car note? Can it get you back to square one when it comes to your credit card debt? Or if you don't have any of those things, will it give you the financial freedom to now explore something that you want to explore? Right? So that's what you're kind of asking yourself. You have to go and make a list and say, what do I want out of this? Right? If I want comfortability, then all I have to do is get to a point to where it can pay my bills for the rest of my life. Maybe you need a few hundreds of thousands of dollars. So maybe 1,000 XRP might not be enough. But if it does get to $1,000 per coin, that's $1 million. Let's split that in half because of taxes. Can $500,000 do you any good when it comes to your life? Probably. Right? So it all depends on what you need, what you want out of it, what you want to protect, what your risk tolerance is. Because remember, as you go through holding 1,000 XRP at currently $2,000 and it grows to $100, you now have to hold hundreds of thousands of dollars until it gets to that $1,000 price point, which might not be right away. You see what's happening with XRP now, where it went from 50 cents up to $3, decreased back down to $2, and now those people that had 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 XRP are like, I should have sold at $3. If that was your risk tolerance, if that's what you wanted to do, then you should have done that at that moment. But they don't realize that until it's all gone. So you have to break down your own situation. What do you want out of this? How much do you want to risk? How long do you want to hold? What do you want in the end? For me, it's just a level of comfortability. Right? I want my dividend portfolio to be able to pay my bills without having to worry about it. Right? Pay my taxes, pay everything that we pay for right now without me having to take any more money out. Right? If I just go, I have $900,000 in my dividend portfolio, and I'm making $3,000 every single month in dividends. Right? Yes, I still have to pay taxes on that. So is that $1,500 enough for my taxes and bills and all that? No. So I would need to consistently gain more in order to see that, in order to be able to pay everything that I want to pay. Now, with what I've been able to gain in crypto, I have a level of comfortability that I can hold on to, or I can do with this money however I see fit for the next 10 years if I wanted to. However, it would be something where you have to obviously have rations and take out however much you believe you should be taking out per year, rather than and then budgeting what you should be taking out per year, which is something I like budgeting, but it's something that I don't want to really have to do. I want to make sure that I can do a simple method of budgeting, and obviously look at my bank accounts, look at all the information, look at the bottom line, and know that I didn't spend over a certain amount. But even if I did, it won't be the end of it for the next 10 years. You know what I mean? For you, what do you want? Like, do you want just financial freedom in the end and just be able to buy whatever you want? Because you'll never get that. Ever. There are people that are billionaires that still don't get that, right? Because that money goes back into their businesses, or their children obviously think that they have that, but they don't own anything, right? That's their father's or mother's business. You can't get everything in this world, and you shouldn't want everything in this world. You should just want, I would say, at least if I put my 2 cents into it, to be able to spend the time with your family and do what a father, mother, son, daughter is supposed to do, and just be there for your family and do the best you can there, right? But again, it's not my place to tell you what you should do. If you want to gain everything in the world, then you need a lot more in the end from XRP. So not to get off into a tangent, which I already have. So XRP, just to answer the question, is 1,000 enough? Yes, it is. But it depends on what you want out of it. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.